I'm going to do a little demo on the Epworth organ. And okay, here we go. This won't work. This will be nice. So I'm starting out on the main 8-foot set. The so-called specialized, the reason that they named this the way it did, because it's the Epworth Pipe Tone organ. So this is the pipe diapason and the reed pipe stop, and they have specially made reed cells and different style, different scale of reeds. Stop or the Celeste reeds. So now I'm going to do it with the adding the 4-foot stop. So now I'll do like a full organ with the couplers, and then I'll add the sub bass. So the difference, let's do the demo on the sounds of the stops one by one. Here's the reed pipe. So this is the main front set of reeds, and love this sound. It's a very warm sound. This Vox Angelica is the soft stop of it, so it opens the mute a little less, and the same on the bass end. This says dulcet bass, and that's just a little. So this is a soft version. A really, really nice stop. I was wondering how this was going to work because it has deep, deep reed cells that I've never seen before, and it used actually wide trumpet scale reeds from here up to here, I guess. From here up, it's just normal scale reeds because trumpet scale reeds never did go above the top 16-foot F. Anyway, so it uses those neat reeds, but they have a lot of voicing curve in them, and they're deep in the reed cells, which is why they're so round. It's really a very, very, very full sound. Then the next is the flute, the 4-foot set. This I wouldn't have called this flute if I was putting the stops names on this. I would have called this principal because it's much brighter sound than you'd commonly have with a flute. So the contrast is really very strong. So there's the extremely round 8-foot, and you add the flute. Adds a beautiful. It's such a, with just the 2 stops. It's such a rounded sound. It's such a brilliant. The flute is brilliant, and the reed pipe stop is so round. So then the next stop in the treble is the Cremona, which is a set of what you'd normally to say there's the Celeste reeds. So there's. So your 2 8-foot stops couldn't be more different. Darn it. What is that? Oh, I had Celeste on, duh. And contrasted with that. It's an extremely. It's a really nice, brilliant sound, and it works with the Vox Humana really well. And so does the flute. And then the combination stop is called Celeste, which opens the Celeste reeds and opens the reed pipe reeds, but not as much. It's sort of like having the soft stop on, so it lets them be flat. And then the Celeste reeds are tuned just a little bit sharp, but not so sharp that you really notice it. But then in combination, you have this very, I don't know, it's the word I've used it, it's like it's, I don't know, suave or a very nice sound for the Celeste on this. And then there's, like I said, there's the soft stop called Vox Angelica, which is just a little bit muted. And then the full stop and the treble coupler, which works from F, and it just couples the next highest note as you go up. So it plays the high octave, and it has Vox Humana. In the bass now, the 4-foot stop has a soft stop, violina as opposed to viola on the thing. So it has 2 2-foot stops in the bass. Now, this 2-foot set, the two 2-foot sets that make up the Aeolian, and here's see here they have the built-in vibrato effect because they're out of tune with each other. So the Aeolian it has two sets of reeds. Now, one of the sets is available to pull just by itself, and that's entitled Perfection. Now, Perfection was actually a sort of a brand name for just a narrow, normal scale but narrow reed. And sometimes Perfection is a treble stop, in which case it's an 8-foot. So it's basically the same octaves of reeds. It's just put up higher because this is 2 octaves lower. So, middle C, instead of being here, middle C is all the way down here on this. So the Perfection reeds, as I cleaned these and was working on the voicing and the cleaning, I noticed, wow, the Perfection reeds have completely straight tongues, like let's say, for instance, a harmonica. So they're on the reedy side. Now the second set of reeds that makes up it creates the Aeolian. Those reeds are very have the typical string voicing on them with the voicing curve. So they're smoother and not as reedy. So what happens is when you pull the Aeolian harp, it opens the Perfection mute the tiniest amount just so that they'll speak. So like that, instead of like that, just opens them that much, and then it opens the other set that are voiced. So you get a really different quality. On the Aeolian has a really good sound to it, to me. And then the sub bass is the sub bass is rather pungent, and it's 17 notes, so it goes from the C up to the E. So anyway, that's the tour of the stops on this. It's got the regular full organ lever as expected. So anyway, there's the 1916. I found the date. It's 1916. There's the 1916 Epworth chapel organ.